Hi everyone, welcome to Reviews by Ryan. The following reaction will be to episode 6 of Oshi no Ko, and I want to make a quick video as a disclaimer and an alert. The elements of this episode, if you're going to be watching this reaction directly in conjunction to the episode on your end, the elements of this episode are going to be very dark and are going to be similar in scope, but in a way a little more distressing than the events that you saw in episode 1. There will also be elements related to extreme cyberbullying, death threats, and suicide elements. So I want to give a very big disclaimer before you watch this video that if any of these things are discomforting to you, or if you are currently going through something mentally in which any of these type of topics could be very distressing and cause you great emotional distress today, I highly recommend that you skip this episode and this reaction video and wait for next week. So I just wanted to put this quick disclaimer video up here. I like to do this when there is a really bad episode incoming. I did this for a few episodes of Made in Abyss, and I wanted to do it for this episode. So with that said, I hope you guys will enjoy this reaction video, and I welcome you back to Oshi no Ko Wednesday for the 6th episode of Oshi no Ko. What's up, y'all? Welcome to another review by Ryan, and a very happy Wednesday to all of you. It is Wednesday, May 17th, and I hope you all are doing well wherever you're at in the world. At the time you find this reaction, it is another Oshi no Ko Wednesday, and in this reaction video, I'll be reacting to the 6th episode, titled Egosurfing. So, in the last episode, we had a bit more of a calmer nature as things started to unwind with where we're headed with the plot now. On one side, we did see quite a bit of interaction between Kana and Ruby as they're getting used to being in the same agency with each other. Of course, we did see that Kana did join Ruby by manipulation of the brother Aqua, but also because she doesn't really have a lot to do right now since she doesn't get a lot of big gigs in this stage of her acting career. So we did get to see some interactions at the beginning and the middle and the end between Ruby and Aqua. Quite a bit of bonding moments between them two too, as they got to bond over getting tired of Aqua doing things that clearly is not what his personality is about. As we did see that Aqua is now part of a reality TV show, which was part of his agreement with that director in order for him to find out more about the people that I was surrounded around. We got to see a little bit more dialogue that happened between him and the director also. So, you know, it does appear that there's a lot more than meets the eye that might have existed with I off screen that we are gradually going to learn more of. But in order to learn those things, he has to go through this very weird and awkward reality dating TV show. With that said, though, we did get the unveil of the rest of our characters that are going to be our primary characters that are present, which in this case was Mincho and Akane, and we also got to see another girl, and her name was Yuki, and Yuki actually seems to be the one where she even said that she wouldn't mind kissing him on the show, and she got a little interesting personality on her real quick as they were talking and also making some camera work because there was a camera recording them the entire time. But again, I loved the interactions that happened with the other characters as they were presented on screen. I loved seeing Ruby and Kana bond with each other over the ridiculousness. We also got to see the bro complex that fully exists with Ruby and her brother, and it was a really good episode. And then after all of that happened with the dating show, we did of course get to see Peon, who apparently has 100 million subscribers, or he makes hundreds of millions of yen, something along those lines. And that was the most ridiculous thing I've seen in this whole show so far, but it was absolutely a gem to watch. It was a gem to see on screen, and again, it was more of a bonding moment for Kana and Ruby, and we also got to see their official introductions as being part of Strawberry Productions per Peon's channel. So everyone has now started down their own quest, and I'm really happy to see, particularly with Ruby now, I'm happy to see her a bit more engaged. One of the only concerns I've had, and I don't even know if I really want to say it's a concern, more so it's just an observation. Aqua clearly has his direction of what he's trying to accomplish. First, he wants to make sure he finds that killer and he kills that killer. Or the person who is the mastermind behind the killer. And he will manipulate and do anything that is necessary to make sure he accomplishes that. Kana obviously has to build her way back up in the acting world because she fell off of good graces because of how big-headed and arrogant she was as a child actor. And every other character that we've seen presented so far seems to have their own kind of thing about them. Even with Akane, which we got to hear a little bit of her introduction, but a lot of you have been hyping her up and saying that she's going to have a really, really deep story to it. I'm looking forward to it. Everyone seems to have kind of a sense of direction and purpose. Ruby wants to follow in the footsteps of her mother. Her mother said that she wanted Ruby and Aqua to, Ruby to be a great idol just like her, and for Aqua to be a great actor, and she really wanted that for them. And so Ruby obviously has the motivation and the drive. But as was exposed in the previous episode, not everyone is created equal. And even though Ruby definitely has the looks of her mother, and there's been plenty of scenes in this show so far that she has been the screaming image, literally the spitting image of her mother, she's still really kind of building herself and establishing herself a little slower than maybe someone like Aqua and Kana and other characters that have been introduced so far. So even though she is a main character of this show, my concern was I'm hoping that she's not going to become completely overshadowed by other characters like Kana, like Akane, like Ninsho, that I'm really looking forward to learning more about her. And, I just, and I think that really feeds into the only thing that could even remotely challenge the 10 out of 10 or 20 out of 10 that I have the show at right now, which is when you introduce more characters, you have to make sure, especially in a show that's only 11 episodes, that you are balancing it in just the perfect way that everyone's getting equal time. Each of the characters that we've seen in the opening song, the opening music video, are going to play a critical role in this show. And, I just don't want to see only Kana gets shown love and no one else gets shown love, or only Ruby gets shown love and no one else gets shown love. I want each of these girls, and Aqua too, to get an equal amount of attention and respect to the plot, and for it to all come together in a really, really great way in the end. So far, this is solely an observation. There is no issues that I have detected. It's just something that I kind of picked up in the last episode in particular, and it's something that I'm very confident is not going to end up being an issue whatsoever. The show's still a 20 out of 10 to me. Nothing has changed since episode 1. But I have had to segregate episode 1 from the rest of the episodes that we've had. And in doing that segregation, I understand that the show has to be able to hold that same excitement and same weight that it did in episode 1 with I's story with everything else. And I'll say this much, I'm just saying this because I have to look at it from all angles. Even though I love the show, it's my #1 show of the season, I understand I also have to, as a reactor and as someone who evaluates these type of shows, I have to be a critic also. And that's the only thing that I can think that might possibly lower my rating from a 10. But right now that has not happened. The show's still a 20 out of 10, and I love where we're going. The one last thing I want to talk about with where I'm feeling with the story so far does have to go back to being Aqua himself, and the only other fear that I have. So we know what Aqua is about. We know what his target and his ambition is. And if it's not finding the person who is the mastermind and protecting Ruby, he don't give a shit about that. So I'm a little scared for Kana right now, because it's very clear she's heads over heel in some way, shape, or form for him. Again, whether she would ever try to make an attempt on that, who knows? She's already given an indicator that she might. But my biggest fear is that there's going to be clashing personality traits when she actually really falls or might try to take a shot later down the line. And I don't even think Aqua's thinking about that whatsoever. He's going to say the things and do the things that's necessary to get him where he needs to get. And for poor Kana, I'm very scared for what's going to come if she finds out later down the line, first, what his real identity is, and second, what he's actually trying to accomplish. So, we've had some quieter moments, especially since all the revelations of episode 1, but I really think we're now at the midway point of this first season, and things are going to really ramp up from here. Outside of that, one last thing I do want to say, I did hear there was an unofficial report from Weibo, the Chinese microblogging blog that's present, that apparently a second season has already been greenlit. That has not been officially announced by the producers yet, but I don't think any of us are surprised. There's no way they're going to finish all this in 11 episodes, so I assume that we're going to probably have a big announcement of season 2 right around episode 10 or episode 11. So we'll definitely see what comes from that. So last thing also is our rating checkup, because we couldn't really do a rating checkup last week because my anime list was down. My anime list is back up now. Unfortunately, Oshinoko has fallen another 0.02, so it went from 9.05 to 9.03, putting it in the 11th most popular place. We've seen a gradual tick down of 1 or 2 spots a week. This is very traditional, very expected for this type of show, as many of the episode 1 people have fallen off, or many of the episode 1 people have now come back and revised their ratings because they don't think the show is quite as magical as episode 1 made it. I completely disagree, but I also understand that the advertising behind episode 1 was so great and so superior that for some people, if I's out of the picture and this is the story that we're going to be riding with, some of them are not going to think it's the 10 that they originally thought. I accept it, disagree, but I accept it, and it's just a way of life. So that's everything I got to say pre-reaction, so I'm going to get the episode pulled up. It'll be a split second for you guys, and when I come back, we'll get this episode 6 reaction started. Alright guys, I am back. I have the episode pulled up. There's one other thing that I really wanted to take a shout out to. As you all saw at the very end of the last episode, B. Komachi is going to be the name of the revived group. And as a reminder for those of you, including my own self, that had a brain fart right there at the end of the episode when that happened, that was actually the same name of the group that I and her girls were a part of originally before it had to disband. So the fact that they're going to take up the mantle under that name again is definitely really, really big. And, you know, I'm excited to see where we go from this point. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get this episode started. Again, this is episode 6, titled Egosurfing. Let's get this started in 3, 2, 1. I do wonder if we're going to see more of Akane now, since it seems like everybody else kind of got a little bit more time than she did. So very interested to see where we go from here. Also, guys, you know, this opening I think is up. I think it's gotten past 100 million now. I'll go check and confirm that for you, because yeah, I think this is over 100 million views now on YouTube. Actually, while this is playing, let me confirm that. Yeah, right at 99 million. Wow, 99 million views. Oh, stop the bullshit. I swear, reality TV is something crazy. This is something crazy. I'm about to say, you look like one on and off screen. Oh, stop the bullshit. How anyone falls for this stuff, I'll never know. I swear. Yeah, I'm about to say, she's not leaving a damn show. It's all written in. I don't know. Yeah. Which means, see, you got the hang of it. Everybody just sits here and fluffs things in this type of industry. Oh, wow. And Akane's part of that. You've probably been rolling in that dough. uh, hey. Hey, alright, I'll be dead. You gonna pay. Bro, you better take that grilled meat that this wonderful woman has prepared for you. Oh, she's a vegetarian. Taking notes all the time. Yo, don't be that way, Ruby. Hey, you better be happy he's doing something like that. Yeah. Oh, no shit. We know that. Yeah, and it's important to know that there is a difference. And I'm sure he would not want you being at one. Question mark. Wait, is this girl even in Bruh. Because I was wondering if she was a little older. I don't know. I mean, and that makes sense since there are occasions when it does transition to something serious in real life. I just wouldn't trust it though. Not with these type of shows. Everything reflects us back to I. Hold on real quick, y'all. Oh, wow, they got together. Wow, and I like that that as far as Aqua was concerned, he's just kind of taking a back seat. This man just wants out. Yeah, she just takes a lot of notes, but she's really, really struggling to keep up with all this. She's very diligent, but I wonder if she just, her natural ability. That answers my question. That answers my question. Damn. He's a good manager. That's good at least. Damn. You know, I was worried about that. She seemed like the more soft-spoken one compared to everybody else. Damn. Hey, you never know. Yeah. She's not particularly lying. Damn. I mean, outside of the YouTube video, though, I don't blame her because I don't think there's been much that's been happening since then outside of continuing to watch Aqua and what's been going on with the reality show. Throwing all these numbers out. Hey, my girl, I know you trying. I just don't think that this was a really good fit for her, though. I don't know. Everyone else was able to acclimate in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. Oh, hell. Wow, they really are throwing names. YouTube, TikTok, they got the rights to say all the. See, this show probably got deals with everybody. This man sounded like. Well, I mean, about that. Oh. Oh, on camera this time. All right, she going. This is how cutthroat it can be. Yeah, but will that fit in with what she's trying to? Because we've already established that some people don't just completely put on a show. It does actually reflect their own personality too, and this would go completely against her. Oh boy. Well, Yuki just has that kind of swag about her personality. She knows exactly how to hit all the right buttons. You know, it's kind of hard to compare yourself against someone like that. Yeah, it just comes so natural and free flowing. Like, competing against that, I mean, what can you do? Oh. Oh, damn! Damn! She definitely didn't mean to do that. That was completely accidental. She was. Yeah, I don't think a single person thought you were being intentional with something like that. It's all good, my girl. Damn. I saw the blood and was wondering if that was just an effect they were doing. If she had actually hit her. I was like, oh no. Yeah, you don't seem like a bad person at all. She's just competitive. Hey, that's what a little bit of makeup will do. It's all good. It'll work out. Yeah. Damn, that was a pretty deep mark, though. I ain't gonna lie. No, yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with hating you. No, she's just trying to, yeah, this is much deeper than what's going on just on this show. Wow! Wow! Y'all ain't need to go in like that. Come on. No, because the internet's fucking awful. We've been talking about this every episode now. I can't read this fast, but I can, from what, wow. That's fucked up, bro. I did read the first couple of sentences and they're going in. And that's not good. Yep. Yep. The entire landscape of things has changed. Oh, fuck me. Akane, someone need to take the phone away from her. Please put the phone down. Akane, please. And it probably was 10 times worse in the morning. Someone need to come check on this girl. Man, shut your ass. But she never at any point did that. What the fuck are y'all even talking about now? Y'all ain't even talking about. See, this is the other side of reality shows, that this shit can happen. It actually has happened. Wow! Who didn't Wow! Yeah. One little fucking small mistake like that. It wasn't even major to anybody on the show itself. How the internet feels, how they feel they can have more jurisdiction in something like this than the person themselves. If the two people resolve that issue, then shut the fuck up and keep it moving. How did y'all run out with all of this from one fucking mistake? The fuck is wrong with you people? I really wish someone would have been checking on her after they get off set. Please put the fucking phone. I do not understand. This ain't right what they done to this damn girl this episode. It's fucking raining. Oh my goodness, it's raining. Which makes no damn sense. Please someone find this girl. Y'all dead ass serious, bro. One fucking. I mean, she even looked a little. Where are you going? Where are you going? Please, someone find this girl. Please, oh my god, the light is not even in her eyes. Akane, please. Please, oh my god. Stop. Oh my god. Are we fucking serious? Who got her? Who got her? Thank you! Oh, thank goodness, Aqua. Thank you. Thank you, Aqua. Oh my god, thank you, Aqua. Oh my god, thank you, Aqua. Why is the internet so fucking awful? Why y'all so awful? Oh my goodness. Like, a little issue like that should not have devolved so badly. And what's bad is that that type of stuff has happened. And I'm going to talk about that when this is over. Oh, thank goodness, Aqua. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. We was about to have a whole nother fatality in this show at the midway point. I don't know if I'd be able to go through two characters losing their life to this bullshit. Wow, they even had to add the suicide warning at the end. Wow, they added a whole suicide warning at the end. Oh, wow, guys. Wow. Okay, so let's talk about that. And I was starting to get really emotional at the end. So, again, some of you may or may not know, but there was a particular, we've had a lot of instances as of late, not just in Japan, but all over the world, where cyberbullying will result in someone wanting to potentially end their life or proceeding with ending their life. And I was thinking about one person in particular that we know of called Hana, and she was a wrestler in Japan, really, really popular. And in 2020, around the height of the pandemic really starting, we had some really awful news come in that she had apparently been found dead, and come to find out someone had actually gotten arrested for it after the fact because it was ruled suicide. And if I remember, there was a note found, and there was a lot of stuff that happened there. And, you know, apparently she had been getting cyberbullied left and right. And again, my remembrance of all the exact details leading up to that were are a little hazy right now, but I do believe that it was because of a reality show that she actually was a part of. There was a show that she was actually in, and she was getting bullied for a variety of things that transpired before, during, and after said production. And she had already been going through a lot of mental illness and issues about herself and her personality, and if she was even worth it. And unfortunately, a lot of people didn't know that she was fighting off demons that none of us could see. And then in the end, unfortunately, by the time people realized that she was fighting those demons, it was too late. And she unfortunately committed suicide. And so seeing these type of things happen, it fucking hurts. It sucks. I know this is a fictional show. You know, I get it's a fictional show. You know, anytime I get really emotional and start crying about these type of things, you know I have people in my real life that they just don't understand it's a fictional show. But I watch this type of stuff because a lot of times these type of shows will really start tackling really hard conversations that the community is not ready to have yet, and we need to have. And one of those big things is we need to understand that these type of in real life personalities, these are people, these are humans, these are people with feelings and emotions. And yes, they're obviously dedicating their lives to our entertainment, but cyberbullying of any sort is not acceptable. It's not acceptable in this day and time. And so in this episode, while we obviously were focusing more on the production of the show and seeing how the different parts were playing, the show decided to really start laser focusing on Akane and the fact that even though someone like Aqua obviously was kind of taking a backseat and kind of just casually doing his thing while Yuki was doing her thing, and she, again, wasn't so much as she was staging everything as it was she was just kind of going with the flow of things while also kind of navigating her own emotional state about things that were transpiring. Because reality shows, it is true that there are many reality shows and many of these bachelorette shows where people will end up with people at the end of the show, and then they might actually seriously have gained a real affection for each other. So those reality shows, while they are designed around, a lot of fakeness and a lot of entertainment-based stuff, a lot of these shows can actually really become real and true with the feelings and emotions that are developed throughout the shows. But unfortunately, oh man, hold on real quick, guys. Oh my goodness. I had tissue off the side of the screen because I didn't know. I was warned that this was going to be a rough episode, but I didn't think we were going to have a suicide attempt this episode. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, back to this. And now I've forgotten my train of thought here. We were focusing on a lot of different elements, and Yuki adapting to the show, and Aqua adapting, and everybody else adapting, and Mimcho just being a whole fucking wild journey. But then I realized that, we were getting ready to run into a problem. Even last episode, she was taking notes. She was very methodical about everything. And in these type of shows, and in the biz, and in the entertainment biz as a whole, it only takes one issue, one little mistake for it all to come tumbling down. Because the internet is fucking awful. I said this in episode 1, and I say this again. The internet is fucking awful. I hate the internet with every bit of my passion. As a matter of fact, at the end of this year, I've made the decision that I'm actually going to be cutting most of my social media accounts because I've just reached that point in my life that it's time. It's time. Obviously, I'm running a reaction channel, a channel where I could get critiqued for some of the things that I say, but it's just, I'm cutting down my time that I spend on social media because social media is a really awful thing. And I said this in episode 1, and I'll say it again. People will always say whatever the fuck they want to say online, but they'll never have the balls and audacity to say that shit to you in your face. 99% of all people who talk about people like what they were doing to poor Akane in this damn episode, they will never say that shit about nobody in person, both in anime and real life, fictional or non-fictional. That is a real thing, and this was not right. It clearly was. Akane, she realized that she was running into problems. She was causing an inconvenience to her management company, to her individual manager, that she wasn't trying hard enough. It's clear that she may not be all the way up to par. Again, we don't know the full reasons why she decided to get into the entertainment or showbiz side of things anyway. It could be that her family doesn't make a lot of money. There could be something that she genuinely has a passion for, but she realized that she has to work 3 times as hard as other people. But whatever the reason or circumstance may have been for that shit that just happened in this second half of this episode was completely uncalled for and was completely unacceptable. And once again, management wanting to yell out another person that's a manager instead of nurturing good growth with a talent, wanting to immediately jump, I should have just went with somebody else. You know how many people we chose out of this and that? That's not a good answer. And we see this so much. This is such a cutthroat industry that all it takes is one fucking mistake. One mistake, and that's it for your whole career. You could lose everything. Again, let's go back to Kana. Kana, unfortunately, did kind of bring this on herself a little bit, but she was the child prodigy, and now she's starting from next to nothing from what were mistakes were made when she was a child. This is how quickly things can just completely turn on you and just completely erupt in your face. But this just went to just a level that it never should have went to. Okay, she accidentally scratched Yuki. It was clearly not intentional. She knew it was not intentional. All the other people on the show knew it was not intentional. That was unacceptable. One thing I will say I would have liked a little more is I would have liked to have seen the show and the people that were behind the production defend their talents. You know, I would have liked to have been able to see them actually stick up for Akane. And the moment that this stuff started breaking down, I would have loved to have seen them say, hey, you continue this, we will pursue civil action. We've actually started to see this with agencies in Japan now, because it's been such a big issue with cyberbullying that there are many talent agencies that are finally starting the process of protecting their talents, of protecting their people, of saying we will pursue criminal action against you if you continue to do this behavior. Don't think just because you're on the other side of the screen that we won't find your ass. And they're also starting to do that to people that will do that in other countries that aren't even in the country that the person originates at. So I'm really happy about that, but unfortunately it's very clear here they didn't have enough care to really crack down on that. The only thing that was told was, hey, you should probably stop messaging. And I'm sitting there like, no, y'all need to fucking say something. Say something. Don't sit here. Y'all could have guessed she made a mistake in responding, but that's a good production team, a good management team, is to say, no, we will pursue criminal action against you if you keep this up. But so many failures happened in this episode. So many failures happened in this episode. And it was just a downhill spiral, and the rest speaks for itself. You guys watch the episode, and it just, I feel awful that just that quickly, things completely erupted in Akane's face, and she literally just wanted to end it all. And thank God for Aqua. We were about to have another repeat. He probably had been paying attention and was waiting to see when it was going to be the most appropriate time to step in. You know, has Aqua probably been seeing the post from the very beginning? He probably has. And if that's the case, then some of the comments I just said might also be directed to him. But again, it could go both ways. He could have been expecting and hoping that their management was going to intervene. But he also saw that, you know, most of these management teams don't really give a damn, because look no further than what they were talking about when it came to Kana behind her back. And then again, and then with everything that's going on with I and the stuff that we're probably going to find out about I as the show continues on, I think that we're only getting a taste of how really truly awful this show is actually going to end up being. We have gotten adjusted to having some comfort since the loss of I, and now the show is reminding us that this is a show about the cutthroat reality of the entertainment industry as a whole, that there is no mercy shown to any talents, and that it only takes one mistake for all hell to break loose. And in a situation like this, thank goodness that Aqua was in the right place at the right time. So I know there's a lot that I'm probably forgetting to talk about here. There were other elements that happened, and I promise you guys I'll talk about those elements when I have my video out next week. But feel free to let me know how you feel about this week's episode. Again, I know that elements of this nature can be really sensitive to certain people. So if you're someone who, again, has experienced something like this, if you're someone that has been around people that have experienced something like this, I know this episode was probably a little rough for you, but I'm happy you got through it. And, you know, for some people that may be asking, is the entertainment industry, or at least for the purposes of this show, is the Japanese entertainment industry like this? What I'll tell you as someone who has and still is actively engaged with the industry, it is getting better. But yes, there are still many things that are just like this, more prevalent for people that are coming in from the underground building up than people who are with proper agencies at this point. But it is something that is still a prevalent thing that we fight each and every day to make better, to stop. And, you know, if you're someone that has been overly critical on wanting to make comments about something that you may or may not understand, whether it's a reality show or something in real life, the only thing that I can say to you is, if you wouldn't say it in person, don't say it at all. So, and again, really, if you don't have anything nice to say, shut your damn mouth. So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because I got a little emotional and a little aggressive, and I'm sorry, but I'm really sensitive to this type of stuff. This was an episode. And I hope Akane gets all the help that she needs and deserves after this. I'm glad that Aqua's there now, and I'm looking forward to seeing where things go from here. So that concludes my reaction. Thank you so very much for watching. Sorry about the yelling. Sorry about the cussing. when I realized where things were going, it was really starting to rub me the wrong way, and it just was another reminder that this show is going to be anything but happy as we continue to proceed through the evolution of Ruby and Aqua and the rest of our main cast. So thanks for watching, guys. If you did like the video reaction, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. And if you want to be one of the first to be notified when a new reaction becomes available, hit the bell icon. As a last reminder, as soon as I wrap this video up and get it posted, I will be getting my suitcase finished packed, and I will be on a plane very soon to Chicago. So for those of you who might be attending here in the United States, Anime Central, a very major convention that happens around this time of year, is happening in the Chicago area. And I am part of the guest relations department. So I look forward to seeing all of you. I hope you all will get to see all the guests that you're possibly looking at to see. We have a lot of great Japanese and non-Japanese guests that will be in attendance from pretty much all walks of life. And we look forward to seeing all of you guys. So if you do see me, please feel free to say hi. I'd love to meet some of you. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. So I'll see all of you next Wednesday for the next episode of Oshi no Ko. And until that time, catch you later.